Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm just changing my chat to all messages. There we go. We are working on a project, but where's my project? It's not here. We are working on a project. I just got up here. I was working on a couple of things, and my project seems to be missing the one I thought we were working on. We might have to start something new. Let's see. If I can't find it here. Here it is. Found it. See, I cleaned up a little last night and put things in boxes and put things away. And then wouldn't you know it, when I go look for it, I hide it. Instead of putting it away, I really hide it. Hi, Catherine and Pat and Joe and Amy. So, these boxes I get from Carmen work really great. This one's like a pizza box size, and I was going to recycle them, and I realized, look at this. This fits my 10-inch square just perfect. So here's my 10-inch square project. So here we are. Again, I'm using old school, the Carolina Moore, which I had linked yesterday in my live. I did actually not link it today. So let's see, do we have thread? We do. Ooh, we are very low on bobbin thread. So let me pull one of these out because we are probably going to need it. I wonder if we're going to need more than this. We'll see. All right, so I'm just going to start pairing these off and then running them through. And I'll try not to be so. Okay, now grab the frog tape and write exactly. Because I was like, where's my thing? Yes, I need to do that. You're so right. So a couple of announcements are that today is a snow day. So we have a snow day. And so that's one thing. It hasn't started snowing quite yet, but it will be snowing here shortly, I'm pretty sure. So that's something. And it's going to be all day. It's going to be, they say, an ice and snow event. So, yeah, yucky. I came home yesterday. I couldn't even make it all day at school. So for me, this is great. I came home and I slept for 4 hours. So I worked a half a day. What a snow day. You have been open all the other snow. No, Pat, we haven't. That is why we are out of snow days. And now technically we're into 1 day of our spring break, which means I would have to go to work that Monday, which made me nervous. But I think I'm going to be all right because I have something special planned on that week, that snow day week. So, yes, so we are kind of in a situation right now. And we're just going to have to, whatever happens at this point with the snow days and stuff. So, yeah, so we have that. So, anyway, I came home yesterday. I slept for most of the day. And then my honey and I watched that show because he's been home not feeling well. No. We were out, so we are actually out of snow days. So my honey's been home. He went and did some grocery shopping while I slept yesterday. And we started watching that show, that Bon Appetit, Your Majesty, and we're on like the last 2 episodes. And would you know it, I am not one for violent kind of shows or movies. I don't like that. I don't like blood. I don't like gore. That's just not me. And would you know it, that second to last one was too much. I had probably looked away more than I watched the show. And I'm like, really? After watching the whole season, the last 2 episodes are going to be of that? So, yeah, so I didn't watch the last episode. And then I couldn't sleep last night because I think I'm just making sure, because I think I fell asleep in the afternoon for so many hours. I couldn't sleep, so I was tossing and turning all night. And then I got up, I want to say like at 3 a.m., and I saw Lori was on. Can you give me a shout out? Sure, Alaya. Welcome. Hold on, I'm going to change some things out here. All right. Hello, Camposano, I'm going to say hello. Yeah. But I had just been tossing and turning. I was trying not to look at my phone, but I also was anxious because I was going to see if they closed school down. So a couple of times that I have been up to use the facilities or just up for a little bit, just check my phone to see I had these alerts. I think Quilting with Lori has been up all night. I know. She must have been, she wasn't the only one that was, I guess, sleepless, huh? So yeah, so what I'm doing right now is it's called the half rail. So I am just sewing pairs together. And that's what I'm doing, just sewing the pairs together. And then we're gonna cut, and then we're gonna put it together. Again, I did not construct it the way she did in her book. I just kind of wanted, I guess I should have. It would have been no different. It's just kind of like, that good mindless sewing that's happening. How are your chickens doing in this cold? Well, actually, they are laying eggs again, and a lot of eggs. We are getting first we had no eggs. I was buying eggs all winter long. Now they're like pumping them out like I've never seen. I guess their respite really helped them out because they really are pumping them out. We have been eating eggs. Yep, as a matter of fact, I'm going to make deviled eggs today. And I'm going to roast the chicken the old-fashioned way. I haven't roasted a chicken in forever. So we're roasting a chicken today. And yeah. So I don't like that. That's too dark together. Sometimes you have to go and dig deep into your stash. I don't want 2 black pieces together in the quilt. It'll read, I don't know. These are pretty big pieces. Hello, Sherry. Good morning, Mama J. Thank you, Leanna, for sharing my video. Yes, when I got up, I shared Iandra's video, and Jessica is here as well. I have to share one out for her too. I have to get better at that. Yeah, but I'm just today is gonna take it chill day because whatever it is I got, I just want to keep getting, I want it to go away. So one other thing that's happening, and it has been cemented, is that this year I am not going to my timeshare for my annual quilt retreat with myself. If you recall, last year I went with Lynn from Soft Squares met up with me to the retreat, and we did that. this year, and I wasn't sure, this is why I did not say anything. This year, I'm actually going out to Utah. So yes, so I will be going out to Utah this year for a short little stint. And I will hang out for a bit at the retreat. Let's see. Hi, Chris. Leanna, if you don't know, during the winter, it helps to turn a light on in their coop. Oh, no, I know that. So that has what I've always done in the past. And we've always done that. But Honey read something, and like, this is his babies, that they need the winter to recoup, because if you do that, they don't last as long. And it's better for the chickens if they don't have a light. I always put on the light because I thought it gave it a little bit of heat and light. I'm with you on that. Honey's not with me on that. He does not like that idea. So the chickens don't get light. But I will say, every chickens that I had, the light didn't bother them. This particular flock, we had the light. This is the first year we didn't use the light, the very first year. Last year, the chickens didn't like the light. How do I know that? Because they refused to go in their house. And they were sleeping on the outside, and I was tired of like chasing them around and trying to get them in their house. And once I shut off the light in the coop last year, they went in the coop and slept in the coop. So this year, we had just decided we're just not going to do it. It's fine. It's supposedly better for them. We dealt with regular store-bought eggs. I mean, my Honey gives them treats. They get treats. He reads about the winter, because winter months, it's good to give them scratch grain and regular corn as well as their feed, because the regular corn and scratch grain builds heat within their, I don't know the scientific stuff, but he's really into all that. And so, yeah, because when he was sick last week, and I was doing a lot of the chickening, whatever you want to call it, okay? He's like, don't forget to give him the cracked corn, and don't forget to give him scratch grain, because in the winter months, that's what's good for them. I'm like, okay, Honey. Okay. For years, I've put the light on. I don't know why. Hold on, I have to go back. I don't know, whatever. It's his babies. He takes care of them 90% of the time, probably 98% of the time. So I'm going to let him do what he wants me to do. Let's see. This is far up. I can't see anybody else here. You can come here for a quilt retreat, not on the ocean, but on a lake. Well, Pat, you never know. I haven't heard that. We put a heat lamp in the coop when it gets cold. Yeah, that's what we did for years. And these chickens did not like them last year, this particular flock, okay? This is the second winter with this particular flock. My husband is an expert at chickens. He used to have 20,000 chickens. It shortens the egg-laying life. If you add a light in the winter, they are like us. They are born with the amount of eggs they will lay in a lifetime if you try to trick the Mother Nature. Hi, yes, exactly. Hi, Annette. How are you? So yeah, so we don't do that whole light thing because he does not want to do that. So that's where that is. But that's okay. We're getting lots. We made it through the winter. We're getting lots of eggs. Right now, it is getting dark at around 6:30. It's still light out there, so they definitely are. This thing is fabulous, but I bought it a couple years ago, never used it once, and said, oh, this thing is horrible. It doesn't heat up the water fast. Like I wanted a water boiler. And then the other day, my water boiler broke at school, you know, to make tea. And I said, I have this portable cup thing. Let me try this out. Well, I'm in love with this thing now. I didn't realize it last year when I bought this. I had so much medical stuff going on. I didn't have patience. I couldn't figure it out. I figured it out. I love it. I can preset it at 140, which is the perfect temperature for me to drink tea. Hot enough for it's just a perfect temperature. It's just perfect temperature. And I went to order another one for me to take and just label it as my travel mug and keep it with my suitcase and everything, and they don't sell them anymore. And the ones they do sell are $100, and I think this thing was $10. Oh, I was upset. It also helps your chickens to give them a little cat food every day. The things you learn raising chickens. So it's funny you should say that, because my chickens go over and eat the food next door to our neighbor's cats, and he hates that. He's like, they're eating cat food, that's not good for them, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, whatever, honey, I'm not fighting with the chickens. If you think you can train the chickens for not going over there, good luck. So I will tell him to look that up. I know it's because it has more protein. If you put a heat light in, it should be a red one because they will not discourage them to roost. Yes. Is a bit achy and doing PT exercise. Well, when I wasn't feeling well, I grabbed my mug because I just started using this about a week ago and I love it. But that's why I was trying to order another one to keep at home and write travel plus home. But I brought my mug so I could keep my tea warm. So this keeps my tea warm all day long. I just have it plugged in and it keeps it at a perfect 140. I add water as I need. This cup is great. Can't buy it though, sorry. That is so good. Today I am having jasmine, decaf jasmine tea. So yes, so this morning, going back to the whole retreat thing. So this morning I'm pulling out all my stuff because this is the year of me pulling out and using, well, I do that every year, but you know what I mean, really thinking about it. So now look, I get to this where there are two like this. I am literally just going to take this pile and put it at the bottom and hope for the best. Now I'm going to look at the bottom of this, and these look like they're going to be okay. It looks like it's going to be okay. Our chicken's dying with the stray cats we feed. Well, that's what I mean. And he doesn't let me feed the stray cat if the chickens are out. Yeah, exactly. This mug is great, but I went back on Amazon. I even went, like, when you can purchase things again, they have nothing like it on there. Nothing. Anything that's super sort of like it is like $100. I can't imagine that a mug would go from $10 to $100. No, not doing it. So now these two are the same, and that's going to bother me. So I'm just going to swap this green out for another green. There we go. What is the brand of the mug? There is no brand. Oh, wait, maybe at the bottom. It doesn't. It just says portable. And it's not even, portable is spelled wrong on the bottom. So on the top it says portable. On the bottom it says Pro Table Electric Cup. That's it. Hi, Eva. So yeah, we're going to make this. So anyway, so I was saying, so I was pulling all my Soul Sampler bags because I got Soul Sampler boxes for about 1.5 years before I did cancel that subscription because I had to cancel all my subscriptions. And so guess what? I am going to, I don't know. Part of me was like, maybe I just bring out a Soul Sampler box every day. Every time I need something to do in a morning live, and we can do a Soul Sampler box so that I can get ahead of things. But I don't know. I'm just going to pick stuff that I have. I went into, there's a couple of bags from my advent box from the soft squares that I haven't done, so I thought I'd bring those with me. One of them is the bags, those Minky Kim bags. I have 2 panels of those, so I thought maybe I'll bring that with me and tackle that, because there'll be people there that can show me their tips and tricks. Yeah, I don't know. I figured I'd wing it. I have to be careful because I wasn't even sure if I could fly. I still don't even know. I'm not 100% sure. I think it'll be fine. You know, carrying stuff, because I can't carry anything with weight right now. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I may just have my mail stuff there. We'll see. Oh, I said we were going to play games, and then I never got to any game here. What is this? Oh, this is the Old Wives' Tales. We haven't played that in a while. Okay, here. Old Wives' Tale. What will you get if you touch a toad? Oh, I know this. I remember my grandma saying that. What would you get if you touch a toad? Let's see, warts. Yes, that's what I've always been told, warts. Hello, YDX. Warts is the answer, the facts. No warts will grow as a result of touching a toad or frog or any other amphibian. Yes, because I would have them all over my hands. I loved playing with frogs here. So upstate New York has a lot of frogs. The toad has bumps all over its body that resemble warts, and some people believe warts look-alikes could pass on to anyone who touched the toad. But warts are the result of a virus, not a toad. It says Walmart's website has the mugs for $23.99. There you go. She found it. It really does like heat at a perfect temperature. Better than a water boiler, because I am always scorching myself on that. All right, here is another wise tale. True or false? You should never go swimming if you hear thunder. I know that one too. I actually like these because I actually know some of these. Let's see. True, 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 true. I got a new water bottle that has different temps. I love it. Well, I guess I have the cheapo one in my house. And the other one broke, and I'm not buying it because I can't right now. But, yeah. Yeah, so this will be fun. Sorry. I'm here and I'm not here. What else about, so yeah, I have to pack for this retreat. I think I'm bringing my featherweight with me. Lynn said I could, because I set her up, she said I could, and I may just have her set me up. I don't know yet. I'm really going as a special guest, so yeah, because there's no way I could have. I'm trying to save for a sewing machine. There's no way I could have done it. That holds 5 gallons of bottles, and it warms the water to 5 different temps. Wow. I have to set on the highest temp so I can cook my instant oatmeal with it. You have a water cooler that does that? Oh, the ones that, yeah. Those ones that are like, I know, that you see in the offices, right? But those come out scorching hot too. I don't know. Whatever this middle setting is of 140 is great. They have something called stew where you can make a stew in this cup too. I mean, I don't know if I'd cook in this cup, but it says 30, 60, and 90-minute stew times. It's very interesting. If you're interested, I did a live on Saturday. I was able to do a little retail therapy on Saturday and ran into great sales. Ooh, I'll go check out that replay. Yeah, my goal is not to buy anything. So, I am just going to, I have lots here. Believe me, the issue is more of what I'm going to pick. It's not that it's more like, what am I going to pick? Because there's just so many things. So many things. You know, this J. Recker, whatever, Frisch layer cake has a lot of white and cream color. And I'm now noticing that I'm ending up with lots of whites together, and I'm not sure why. So we may have, this may be an interesting quilt when it's done. It's fine. I can't think right now. I can't think too hard. My head hurts. I just need mindless sewing until I'm back to my normal self. Today, we're going to, like I said, we're going to make roast chicken, sweet potatoes, and broccoli. It was a good thing I pulled out that whole chicken that we had. It's the same thing in my house. There's plenty of food. It's just a matter of pulling it out and deciding what to cook. When do you go? I go the first week. So our school is off the 30th, right? No, the 27th through April 5th. Let's see. They are very expensive, so I waited for the holidays. Yep. Yes, bought it for our son when he was in college. It cools and heats the water, and it is like a little mini refrigerator in it. Oh, that's kind of cool. When do you? Yes, so that's when I go. Going to get my kiddos up. We'll be listening in. Yes, so I'll be, what, 3 days? 4 days? I don't remember. I think. I mean, I still have school to worry about, so I'm not sure what's going on. All right, with this, true or false? You should never go swimming if you hear thunder. I say it's true. Already cut and left from another project. I'm using them for that quilt. Are you doing a version of the checkerboard and whole 10-inch squares? I don't, oh, I see what you're saying. No, I'm not doing that, but I could have, couldn't I have? Hi, Quilting with Lori. I was just talking about you. Was your ears burning? Leanna, I only went because I needed a break, and I hit last day 30% off of it. Wow, that's great. Oh, I'm definitely going to have to look, though, just because inquiry minds. Hi, Rita, Linda as well. So, Lori, I was telling them I was getting up. I had a restless night, sleep last night, restless. And I swear, every time I looked at my phone to see if school was canceled or whatnot, you were on. Have you slept at all? I think I saw you at 3 on, then maybe again at 5. And actually, right before I went on this live, I could have sworn I saw you on again. But then I was thinking maybe I dreamt it because I didn't see, like when I went to go and look at some replay, I didn't see the live on replay. So I don't know if I dreamt that or that's a thing. So you see how I said some of these yesterday were short? So what I'm doing is I am lining it up with this edge, gonna sew on here and that, and then I'm gonna follow the line of the bigger one. And then you're not gonna notice it once I sew it in. It's in there. It's got thread. It's probably about a little bit over 1/8 of an inch on this, and then this is 1/4 of an inch. You gotta fudge something somehow. Let's see what Lori has to say. Rita, here we go. See, another pile of this. So these is my piles I keep putting aside. I have a feeling I'm gonna have a lot of whites because I don't know what else to do. There is so many. I'm gonna just start pairing everything with a white one. Or a beige one or whatever. I didn't realize that when I looked at this thing. I haven't been to bed yet. I was filming when the clock chimed, Leanna time, so I paused. Oh, thank you. I was on early, then my internet dropped and I couldn't figure out how to stop it, so I dumped it and made another video. Okay, so I'm not losing my mind that you were up like at 3 and then up at 5 and then up at like 6:30 or so. I started second guessing that. I'm thinking, look at this. I am dreaming that I'm getting up and seeing Lori on. Oh my goodness. And I popped in for 2 seconds, but I went back to sleep. My school called out, I think it was at 5 o'clock, and then I didn't want to miss the lunar eclipse. So I got up, it was 6:15 and the lunar eclipse started at 6, but you can't see anything because it is very cloudy outside. Very cloudy. So this one is the one that is short. Again, I could tell the ones that are just shy of what they need to be. The full moon, yeah, so it's too cloudy here. I mean, we're having a snowstorm, so I guess that makes sense, right? But I was hoping to see. All right, let's see what else. Oh, my arm aches. Oh, I'm so sorry. You go back and lie down. You have to take care of yourself. So important. Hi, Deb. Did I say hi to you already? All right, so here we go. You should never go swimming if you hear thunder is true. Yes, this old wise tale is mostly true. Mostly. Water is an excellent conductor of electric current. Therefore, the National Lightning Safety Institute recommends the following. If less than 30 seconds elapses between the time you see and hear the thunder, it is time to get out of the water. There we go. For good luck. You ready? Next one. For good luck. What should you hang above the front door of your home? Well, my grandmother had something hung on the front of her front door, so I wonder if that's true or just a Puerto Rican thing. I've heard it's a Puerto Rican thing. Let's see. Inquiring minds want to know. Hi, Regina. Okay, horseshoe. She had 2 things above her door. One was a horseshoe. and one was something else. Let's say to all my Boricuas out there, let's see if you grew up with this hanging over the door, or was it just me? I've heard it's a thing. I've heard it's a thing. Let's see. Horseshoes. What is the Lightning Institute? I was thinking that I actually was like, wow, there's an institute for lightning? I have no idea, Pat. They must be an institute for everything. Aloe vera, I have a cross. Yeah, well, yes, I had one over, well, it's over this door right now. I have one too, but it's over this door. It's not over my front door. But yes, that's a Catholic thing. Or may not be, but that's a thing. But my grandmother had a horseshoe. She did have a cross on the bedroom doors. Yes, over every bedroom door. That's yeah. Horseshoes and wind chimes. Okay. All right, Eva, I guess you must not have had any of this stuff. So, a piece of bread. A piece of bread would be over the door, over the entrance of the doors. And I just recently just saw that on something that I've been following of Puerto Rico and a blogger. And the funny thing is, they are completely right. This is a thing that I've seen growing up on the horseshoe with the piece of white bread. Yes, pan de agua. And that bread never molded. Never molded. That bread was there for 50 years and never molded. I don't get it because they were going on about that. I have an angry head from Germany that brought many years ago. Oh, that's interesting. I never heard of that one. We also have a sign that says we do not call 911 with a weapon and what? I don't know what that is. What? Moldy? Yeah. Hi, Matt. So, you would think if you put a slice of bread over your door, over the years, a mouse, some kind of bug, something would grow moldy on it, right? Nope, never molded. Wait a moment, I forgot about that piece of bread. Right, Eva? There's a piece of bread. I don't have that in my house, but my grandmother had it, and my great-grandmother, and everyone's house that we always went to had the piece of bread, and it never molded. Nothing tried to eat it. It's weird. And there was like a whole thing about this just recently about the whole bread situation. It's supposed to bread over your door. It just means that you may never go hungry in your household. You have good fortune and you will never go hungry. That's what the whole bread situation is about. In Puerto Rican folklore, I guess. But the thing never went moldy, never gotten eaten. So I don't know. There must be something about it. Especially with the humidity. Mama J sounds like that southern redneck region I live in. That bread used to ward off evil spirits. That too kept your house safe. I don't know. It had a million reasons on why that was. But when you would walk into my grandmother's house, so what is the history of it? I have no idea. I have no idea. I was just recently reminded about that. It was like something I watched and she says, and who here remembers the slice of bread over the door that never got molded? And I was like, oh, I remember that, but I didn't know. Lost my abuelita many years ago. Thanks for bringing me back to that memory. Yes, it's like, yeah, I don't know if they still do it, but it is bizarre. I mean, it doesn't get molded, and there was something about all that. And so when I read this question of what hangs above your front door, and I was like, oh, that piece of bread hung over that door for many, many years. But yeah, so that's interesting. So that's what we have in our history is this piece of bread. I guess I should look into it more. There's got to be some kind of history to it. There has to be. It also is representative of those in the household will never go hungry. That I remember. That I do remember. And nobody better touch that. So when we sold the house, they took down the bread and the horseshoe. I do have the horseshoe. I have both horseshoes, actually. And you know what? Now that I think about it, I should bring one of my horseshoes and bring it to my house in Puerto Rico. I didn't think about that. Yeah, both horseshoes I have. All right, so we're done with that. Anybody else have any folklore of some sort that they dealt with? Because I mean that's the only thing I have for over the door. All right, here we go. If you are single, why should you lift your feet? Oh, I got to straighten up my posture. Sorry. If you are single, why should you lift your feet up when you drive over railroad tracks? Well, wait a second. If you're driving, really, should you have your foot off the pedal and everything? I don't know about that. If you are single, why should you lift your feet up when you drive over railroad tracks? This is very interesting to me. I do not know the answer to this. You're late. You're never late, Donna. Don't worry about it. Welcome in. The answer is the question is, if you are single, why should you lift your feet when you drive over railroad tracks? The ratio of this layer cake is that there is a lot of light white and cream versus color, and I didn't realize that until I chop-a-lopped it all up. So we're going to have an interesting quilt because things are going to touch each other, especially the white and creams. I don't see any way around it. And yesterday, honey and last night, I was like looking up free collage pages, free quilt collage pages, like to do another collage together. You know, he was into it. I don't have any steam seam and we're off today, so that's not going to happen today. But then I was looking up different ways of quilting this, and yesterday someone here said tulle. And I guess tulle is like the #1 thing when you do that. I had never heard of that. So that's kind of cool. So I don't have any tulle, but I'm interested in trying that out. So you don't cut the ties to your unfound man. Oh, look at that, Jessica. Unfound man. Well, I never did that, never heard of that, but that's kind of cool. Well, if you do not lift your feet, the old folklore says you will not meet your spouse. Really? I can't tell you how many of those things I have crossed and didn't know that. Well, looky there. Ready? I'm very upset because I have so much white left. That is going to be in there. Okay, ready? Here we go. If you don't do it, you will never get married, it says, if you don't lift your feet. I bought some tools so I can put my crumbs together without having to sew them all individually. Oh, I'm going to have to get some now. Try this. The old wives' tale has nothing to do whether or not you will get married. The origin. Years ago, some people believed that if a person died at a railroad crossing, his spirit remained there, waiting to enter someone else's body as they crossed over the tracks. Lifting your feet while crossing the tracks tricked the spirit into believing there was no passenger in the vehicle and no body to enter. Okay, but what does that have to do with your spouse? I don't know. Interesting. All right, next old wise tale. Why should you never look at an owl in the sunlight? Why should you never look at an owl in the sunlight? Now that looks the same. Let's see. I'm going to have to put this with this. So it gives it some contrast. I don't know. I may have to come in here now and take a couple of things that maybe have two colors together. That's the only thing about sewing like this. Sometimes you just have to deal with how this falls. Let's see. I bought some, oh wait, I saw that. I'm going to have to look up videos on tulle for crumb quilting. Not sure how that would work. I've seen lots of videos on tulle and crumb quilting. It's really interesting. And I've never tried it, but it is interesting. So yeah, look it up, Eva. It's interesting. So this one is white with black, and this is cream. I'm just gonna, I think I'm gonna have to, oh wait. I have another stack of black I could put maybe here. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll leave that to the end. We'll see what happens at the end. So depending on your layer cake, depends really on how this is going to look. I have a feeling. Bad luck. Hello, A is incognito, and hello, Nikki. Are you use the tulle as like a top over the crumbs, then just quilt it? Correct. Correct. That's what I've seen. I think if I do the tulle, Honey will have more success trying to quilt his thing. Okay, so why you should never look at an owl in the sunlight? I have no idea. Ready? I would love to see an owl. I've heard them, but never spotted them. Yeah, so the owl will not stress. Seeing an owl during the day is supposed to signify death. So it says it will bring you bad luck. Owls have nothing to do with bringing you luck, good or bad. Did you know there are dozens of old wives' tales and superstitions about owls? Didn't know. I did see an owl during the day trying to eat a chicken, and I was not happy about it. But you cannot kill an owl. They are endangered species. So I just scared it away. And then I ran to my chicken because it was gnawing at its neck. And I saved the chicken, brought it in the house, and nursed it back to health. So owls and me are not maybe best of friends. That happened a long time ago. But boy, was I scared when I saw that. I was not a happy camper to see that. All right, so now I have a pile of black and a pile of this cream. So I'm going to go for it. Signify death. Good morning, Catherine. Already, here we go. How many glasses of water should you drink every day? What's the wise tale? How many glasses of water should you drink in a day? We have 8 to 10. And the answer is 8. The facts. Well, it can't hurt. But according to the Mayo Clinic, your water needs depends on many factors, including your health, how active you are, and where you live. Water makes up about 60% of your body weight. Wow. I always thought it was like 8 to 10 glasses of water. I don't know why. I didn't realize there was a lot more to it. Hi, Kathy. Good morning. All right, here we go. Our next, so I have these, and I'm going to have to figure something out with them because I'm running out of fabric, and there's a pile of white. That, oh boy. Yes, oh boy is right. I think I'm going to have to put this with that. And so we'll have, this is definitely going to be interesting to see. And then I have one more here. I could put these two together, these two together. We'll put these two together. And maybe I could find one strip that I could rip apart and then add to the last two. At least then I have a contrasting fabric to each one. Let's see. Let's go here in the early sews here. Yes. So no, that's got a white. Everything basically has a white. These two, no. So I could do that here. Okay, I'm going to take this one apart. Yeah. All right. Is it possible to get sunburned on a cloudy day? Is it possible to get sunburned on a cloudy day? I'm going to tell you, I know this answer. Is it possible to get sunburn on a cloudy day? Okay, I have everything paired off, put on my iron there. We have another one of these. So this is a layer cake. I cut it up. This is Carolina Moore. If you watched yesterday's live, I linked this pattern that she has in her book, but she did her own tutorials, and there she gives you all the information you need to know about this. Yes, 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 it happened to me. Clouds don't filter UV rays. So yes, the answer is true. In Puerto Rico, you have to be careful because you could really get burned. Yes, the old wives' tale is true. Even though a cloudy day will block a lot of the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays, it won't block out all of them. The word tan refers to the process by which skins and hides are converted into leather. Think about that. There we go. Here we go. Next one. You ready? Why should you never eat apple seeds? Why should you never eat apple seeds? And this I do know too. Why should you never eat apple seeds? There is a lot of these now to unchain. Now, I just watched somebody who said that these things are a waste of money. I beg to differ. Maybe it is. You don't have to have one to quilt. But I think it's money well wasted, if you ask me. Poison, they contain poison because you will grow an apple tree in your gut. Yes, I've heard of that. Or the watermelon, you'll have a watermelon vine growing in you. They're toxic. So I believe it's arsenic. I think it contains arsenic, but I'm not sure. But you know, you got to be careful because there's wine, arsenic levels in wine too. Cyanide. Linda says it's cyanide. Could be cyanide. I could have gotten that one wrong. I might be thinking of wine. Linda, you might be right. I use mine all. Yeah, this thing, right? I don't know. I don't find it a waste of money. Some of the other stuff that she had, yeah, it's a waste of money. But this in particular, I kind of liked it. I was surprised that she called one of these a waste of money. She said to line them up, she could do it faster and cut using the rotary cutter. But by the time I cut these, line these up to cut with the rotary cutter, I don't know. Could be art. Well, yeah, I can't fact check that either. Someone else said cyanide, so it might be cyanide. Good morning, Joydy. How are you? I'm glad you're up here with us. There are poisons. An apple. Oh, you see, I was wrong. You were right, Linda. An apple, and someone else said it too, Joe. An apple seed contains a molecule that breaks down in the body into cyanide. Everyone knows that cyanide poison can kill almost instantly. However, the amount of cyanide in an apple seed is tiny, and scientists say it should take hundreds, if not thousands of seeds eaten all at once to kill a human being. And, I do take those seeds out when I give my chickens apples. I take out those seeds because I'm always afraid. So you were right, you guys. Yep. Ready? Here's another one. Why should you never say goodbye to a friend while standing on a bridge? Well, first of all, why are you and your friend on the bridge? You should definitely not say bye to a friend if they're on the bridge. Just saying. Around here, things happen, nice things happen on a bridge. I swear, like on a monthly basis, I wish they could wrap that bridge around. Why should you never say goodbye to a friend while standing on a bridge? Yeah, that's a good thing to do. No one knows. Let's see. I don't know what it is. That is right. That's what I said. The old wives' tale says you should never do that. Washing away the connection, moving water. In case you fall off or he falls off, no pushing allowed. So it says you'll never see each other again. The fact, saying goodbye to a friend is never easy. But just because you say it on a bridge doesn't mean you'll never see your friend again. That's the honest truth. But, yeah. Alrighty, that's that old wives' tale. Why should you never look directly at the sun? What's the old wives' tale? Why should you never look directly at the sun? Now, I was told it would burn your eyes out, but I think that's what my grandmother used to say. There was always something. We were always doing something we weren't supposed to be doing. And now I have all these little pieces. I hate those little pieces. Let's see. You go blind, you'll go blind. Okay. I'm going to go grab a little bit of water and then plug this back in. I'm back. plug this in. And set this on. I love that it's always at a perfect temp. Let's see. Hi, YDX. Yes, it can harm your eyes. UV light causes cataracts or retinal damage. So it says you should never look directly in the sun, and it says it could cause you to go blind, is what they used to say. The fact, the old wise tale is true. Solar radiation from staring at the sun can damage the retina of your eyes, so don't do it. That's what it says, so don't do it. Why should you never drink water that comes out of the hot faucet? Why should you never drink the water that comes out of the hot faucet? Now, I never heard of this one. Don't drink the water out of the hot faucet. That's a new one to me. I really don't know what that one is. Hot water heaters can contain metal toxins, not filtered sediment. Unsafe metals can leach into the hot water. I just got water out of the faucet. Hi, Nikki. Yeah, I had no idea because I do that all the time. I get hot water all the time out of the faucet. That's nothing new. Releases bad chemicals. I don't have a hot water tank. I used to, though. So I may have at least slowly be doing stuff to myself. I have never heard of this one. I'm so intrigued by it. Okay, here we go. It can cause lead poisoning, it says. The facts. Lead was banned from plumbing and pipes in 1986. But it could still enter through corroded plumbing, particularly in older plumbing. Hot water dissolves contaminants more quickly than cold water. And even though the risk is small, the EPA says cold tap water should be used for cooking and drinking. Look at that. I never knew that. Never heard of that. Learned something new today, maybe. Yeah. Old wise tale. What should you place on a mantle if you want to protect your house from fire? What should you place on a mantle if you want to protect your house from fire? Now, I stopped hearing that boiling thing. Does that mean this water is already done? It is. I love this thing. It's already hot. My tea is ready. It's hot already. Wow, that thing works great. I wish I bought more than one. Now, I've never heard of this too. What should you place on a mantle if you want to protect your house from fire? I mean, on my mantle, I have pictures on there, so I don't know. Smoking alarm, a glass of water. I grew up where it was a lot of lead mines. I'm not sure if I had lead in my... I think we all have lead in our body at some point, right? Joyce says a cross. A fire extinguisher. That was quick, wasn't it, YD? What is it, YDX? Hi, A is incognito. What are you using for the tea? Well, I'm having decaf jasmine tea. today. It's this mug that I bought last year, which I thought was a bummer, a flop. So it had been sitting in the corner. I think it's because I just didn't take the time to know how to use it, honestly, and figure out how to turn it on and turn it off. I don't know. I just didn't. And then my water, it's a long story. But anyway, but I went back on Amazon to order one or two more, like to put in travel. It's an electric mug. And I have it at 140 set, and it's like the perfect tea temp. But you can't order them anymore. And the ones that they have on Amazon are like $89. It's like crazy. But Andrea found something similar to that, she said, on Walmart for, I don't know, $29 maybe? I don't know. I don't remember. It was 20-something dollars. Hi, Anna. I have no school today. Look at that. I'm lucky. Well, lucky and not lucky, because now we're one day in. Rita found it in Wally World for $24. Yeah, I never heard it. So I bought it last year because I didn't have an office really, or an area, and I needed something small, but then I ended up using my kettle. So yeah, so this is great. So then I was looking for something that's a little bit bigger because it's really small. I'd like something a little bit bigger for traveling, because that would be good when you go to the, especially when you fly. Like when we fly to Puerto Rico, the only thing you can get is like at Starbucks, and it's like a $10 tea, and I don't want that. But you know, they always have those filter stations, so I thought, how great is that? You could just go where there's a plug that in, and have your hot tea, and not spend the ridiculous money, you know. And the same thing, I was gonna buy two, one for me, one for Honey, so he could bring, like, you know, you can buy coffee now, I think, in like tea things, and have a quick cup of coffee. There is no brand on the mug. I was going to buy an Ember, but cost over 100. I bought a cheaper one, but didn't work. I figured, oh, you can have it extremely hot. I just set it at 140. You can set it at 212. You can set it on whatever. I just always burn myself from the tea kettle, so this is nice that this just kind of stays at perfect temperature, but I can't find it now, so I'm gonna have to look at Wally World, as I want to bring one with me as my travel mug at the airports. I think it'll be great, because you can make hot chocolate, you can do anything. It wipes out really easy, so that's good. All right, so the fact here, because I didn't know about this. What should you place on a mantle if you want to protect your house from fire? It says a piece of seaweed, The facts. It might look nice, but there is no evidence that seaweed can protect your home from fire. Years ago, many people believed that seaweed, which is associated with water, contained magical properties that could protect a home from fire. Again, never heard of that. Hola, Johnny, ¿cómo está? The cup looks like, you know what? But it isn't. I think like down here is the element. So really it's only from here to here. So maybe 8 ounces, I would say. It doesn't even tell me. It didn't tell me the size on there. I guess I could take a cup measure and measure it. A lady from church gave me some decaf peach mango tea by Davison Organic. Ooh, I love peach and mango. Decaf peach mango tea by Davison Organics. Ooh, I'm going to have to go put that on my wish list. That sounds divine. Peach. Hi, Loretta. Good morning. It's like the one I bought. Oh, yeah. At first, I didn't know. I thought it was a bummer. I thought it didn't work, honestly. Jody, and we were cleaning stuff up, and I said, you know what? I'm going to sit down and figure this cup out. I don't know why it wasn't boiling when I think it was that I wasn't pushing things right. There's another button that says stew, but that's where your power on button is, and I think I just kept hitting that thinking it was on, and it wasn't. What was on was the stew part where it's like a slow cooker, and that's why my water wasn't boiling. But then next to it is a cup symbol, and I realized when you touch the cup button, it gives you options. And then I was like, oh, let me see. And then I was like, oh, this is how this works. All this time I didn't know. And now that I like it, now that I figured out how to use it, now I can't buy anymore. They sell that tea brand in local supermarkets, I think. I've never seen Davison by us. I've only seen it like online. I just bought a mango passion fruit tea, and believe it, it wasn't even in the tea aisle. When we went to the supermarket, they have all the kosher stuff out for Easter. And it was in that aisle that I found this tea that was really good. It was mango passion fruit. Never heard of the company as well. Well, do I have a little? No, I don't. I was going to say I could show it to you, but I don't have it up here. It was really good. And again, they had 2 teas in this section of the grocery store. And I found that this week. I'm always looking for stuff. I love my Polish teas. I get, they have black currant. Oh, that's one of my favorites. I drank some of that last night because that has a lot of vitamin C. And then, you know, of course, my hibiscus. That's all-time favorite. She's got it in a store called Home Goods. Yes, that's where I've seen Davison tea. I've seen that. We have a Home Goods. I've seen Davison tea. I've tried the raspberry strawberry or raspberry berry, and we've had the mint, but I've never seen the mango thing. Jose, ¿cómo estás? He's lurking. Joy of fish keeping. That's, if you're seeing that, that's him. I've had lemon ginger. That was so good. Yes. You what? You bought and you don't care for it? 4 boxes? Oh no. I love anything mango. Me too. I'm with you on that. Anything tropical wise. I love it. Do you sweeten your tea? No. I just drink it plain. I don't put milk. I used to put honey and lemon when I used to drink regular tea. But the herbal teas, I just drink them straight. It was a surprise cup of tea, but I really enjoyed it. I found out what it was. Yeah, that sounds divine. You know, Portuguese has a really nice, if you go into a Portuguese market, they have a nice tea aisle. When you go Puerto Rico, not so much for tea. All their tea are medicinal teas. So I used to have to actually bring in my tea with me to Puerto Rico. Now I'm able to find more tea options. But usually in Puerto Rico, it's used for medicinal. So the big tea selection, believe it or not, is where you would find medications and stuff like that. And they have a tea for everything. A tea for everything. You name it. They have pharmacies, and the pharmacies, there's a whole section of teas. So, but I like, apple cinnamon is good. Yes, Linda. I think you sent me some. Someone sent me. I think you are the one who sends me the apple cinnamon. I have that too. I drink that a lot in the fall. All right, here we are. So, according to this wise tale, what is the only day of the year in which a woman can propose marriage to a man? According to this old wise tale, what is the only day of the year in which a woman can propose marriage to a man? I have no idea what this is. Hi, Giovanna. Ooh, India. I bet you got some good tea. Winter spice. I like chai teas. I do like me a good decaf chai tea. Stash makes a decaf. It's called Red Dragon chai. It's pretty good. Okay, what day of the year can us women propose to a man? I never heard of this. Maybe you all know what it is. Valentine's Day. Sadie Hawkins Day. Oh, I remember a Sadie Hawkins dance growing up. Ready? Oh, here we go. This is quite interesting. Ready for this? February 29th, which only comes around every 4 years. Years ago, women had to wait for men to propose marriage. Saint Bridget of Ireland thought this was wrong and complained to Saint Patrick. He then granted women the right to propose to men once every 4 years on February 29th. I had no idea. I had never heard of that wise tale. The 30th, the 29th. You all have. I have never heard of that. Wow. Well, in my life, that will never happen. So, there we go. If you swallow a watermelon seed, what will happen? I just said that. My grandmother used to say a vine grows. A vine grows in your belly. That's what she would say. Do not. So now I have to pick 42 of these. Oh, plus I also had some, so that we did yesterday. I have to put some of these aside. Will grow in your stomach. How generous of him. Oh, I didn't miss that. Nothing, it gets digested. Yeah, I figured nothing will happen. Honestly, the real truth is nothing will happen. You'll probably expel it. Buy Tazo liquid chai. I pour it over ice and a little milk. Oh, I like Tazo tea. They have an orange one that's out of this world. Plus some other passion one. I forgot what it's called. It's purple. That explains some pregnancies. It does get digested, but not good for, or polyps. So, okay, what do they got to say? They've got to say this. A watermelon will grow in your stomach. That's what the old wise tale will say, right? But the fact is, this would be impossible. Watermelon seeds are rich in protein. In China, people eat them like peanuts. Oh, I did not know that either. Look at that. Who here knew that? I did not know that. Oh, I love ginger tea too. Who knew that? I sure didn't. We have a pile. I'm already getting tired. And all I've been doing is sitting and trying to press this. I didn't know that either. I didn't know people actually ate watermelon seeds like peanuts. High in protein. Look at that. All right, what's the next one? You ready? Another old wise tale. If you are driving past a cemetery, what should you never do? If you're passing a cemetery, if you're driving by a cemetery, what should you never do? Hello. I've been watching from the start. Yes, Helen. Thank you. Seeds are full of nutrients and we throw them away. And then we make GMO watermelons that have no seeds, right? Which they do have seeds. They're like these little white seeds. All right, so now we have all our pears paired off. So I cut my layer cake in the 4 pieces and I put them all together. Let me get my box that I'm keeping this in. And these are the ones that I did yesterday. Just put them together to kind of show you. So 42 need to be set aside of this, and then the rest need to be cut in the specific size that I can't give you, but it's in that that tutorial. I will try after I get off this, post it again. Let's see. You can buy roasted watermelon seeds in Middle Eastern and Asian markets. Very good. I have heard of someone growing a pine tree in their lung from inhaling a tiny seed. Really? We do eat pumpkin seeds. Why not melon seeds? It makes sense. My uncle said, why did you put fences around cemeteries? Because people are dying to get in. It's my uncle. So if you are driving past a cemetery, what should you never do? It says breathe in. If you do, a spirit will enter and occupy your body. The fact is, breathing normally at a cemetery, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. It was just an old wives' tale. What will happen to you if you sneeze with your eyes open? What will happen to you if you sneeze with your eyes open? So I think because I have so many of white and others, I am going to try to do like white and tan. I'm going to try to get 42 of those together. Maybe have a pattern going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I may be getting close. 16, 17, 18. If I thought about it and noticed this earlier, I would have probably taken them all aside. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. So 10 more. 10 more that would be white and black. Let's see. It's 1. I have gray, so I could do that white and gray. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and one more to make 12. I mean, you know, here we go, 12. There we go. So now the rest are just colors with some white. And we'll just cut those. So I'm going to double check that I have 42 in here and set those aside. Then we cut these down. Let me see. My Giovanna says BS. You can't, but your eyes could pop out. Your eyeball can pop out from its socket due to the pressure. I can eat whole seeds, but not unhulled. Oh, I know the diverticulitis thing is not good. It is impossible. I heard your eyes will pop out. Let's see. I've never heard of this. Your eyes will pop out. You guys are right. The old wise tale says your eyes will pop out. The fact, okay, the fact. Eye muscles keep your eyes firmly where they're supposed to be. No worries. But in fact, most people's eyelids close when they sneeze. It is an involuntary reaction, like when your leg jerks out when the nerve below your knee is tapped. There we go. What food? What food? Okay, what food should you eat if you want to be smarter? I know, because he's no, that's stronger. That's not smarter. Never mind. Forget about it. It's not Popeye. But what food should you eat if you want to be smarter? Now, I saw the answer, and yes, my grandfather would say that all the time to me. And my honey is just saying that too. He's on a kick with it right now because he says it's brain food. Okay, so that's 10, 20. So I have 20 there. This is 30. $40. Oh, and I have 44. So I just need to take 2 out, and then I'll have 40. See, this is why I needed to double check. So I'm going to take 2 out, and there we are. And then the rest will stay in. So I have 42 aside. I will have to cut these down. And then I will have to cut these down, and I get 2. So this is what I have for everyone here. Ready? Everyone says spinach. I was thinking spinach too, Joe, that first. But that's Popeye the Sailor Man. That's to make you stronger. Yes, fish. Fish is the answer. Fish. Ready? There may actually be some truth to this old wise tale. Researchers have shown that eating food that is rich in omega-3, such as oily fish, boosts blood flow to the brain and improves performance during mental tasks. Hence why my honey just got into this old, he gets into these food tangents. The newest one is sardines. Yes, sardines and mackerel in a little can. And I walked in and I was like, what is that smell? I do not do well with that smell. I grew up with that smell and I don't like that smell. Possibly because I was forced to eat it. So that's his new thing now. I said he cannot do that while I'm home. He has to do that yes. So apparently that's his new fad of things right now. Fried sardines, yummy. I'm sure you're eating them fresh, right? I think they smell differently when they're fresh than when they can. And I don't know. I was force-fed a lot of things because they were good for you. What food often eaten on Thanksgiving will cause you to get sleepy? What food will cause you to get sleepy? That's going to be our last one. What food often eaten on Thanksgiving Day will cause you to get sleepy? I didn't know this, and I know why too. But I was told that's not a thing. And turkey. Turkey contains the amino acid called L-tryptophan, which can cause drowsiness, but only if it's taken by itself. Overeating is most likely the cause of feeling tired after Thanksgiving dinner, not the turkey that you ate. And that is true. That is, well, everything is flying here. All right, with that said, everyone, I know it is a snow day, but honey's up, and I am going to actually go right back into bed. Cake. Absolutely, I want cake. You know, I may make a cake today. I've been craving chocolate fudge cake like there's no tomorrow. I may just actually go downstairs and whip up a chocolate fudge cake, as we're trying to be healthy in this household, but we haven't had cake in a long time. And I think I want to have my Texas sheet cake. I love Texas sheet cake. Anyway, everyone have a wonderful day. Thank you for stopping in, YDXZ. I feel like you're new to my channel, so welcome. Please subscribe if you don't mind on your way out giving me the thumbs up. Everyone, please take care of yourself. Relax. If you're in this little weather, stay in because it's going to be an icy mess. So take care of yourself. I will see you all soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.